So we come to these events so that we can make connections, so that our businesses can grow. The thing is that sometimes connecting with people can be rather scary. With every possible connection, there's the possibility for rejection. Whether it's in relationship or in business, every time you reach out, you could get a no. Or worse, you could get a no. So, I want to tell you a story about how my fear of rejection used to get in my way of growing my business, and how once I understood it better, I let it not drive me so much anymore. So, about a year ago, I read a book by Russell Brand. Do we have any Russell Brand fans in the house? I'm seeing cats like, oh yeah! Okay, for those of you who don't know Russell, he's been addicted to like every substance under the sun. He's been addicted to drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. He's also been addicted to sex, to porn, to... there's the camera right there. To lots of stuff, basically. And so he wrote a book called Recovery, Freedom from Our Addictions. And it's about what he learned about why he was addicted. And the book really resonated with me, and what I took from it the most was that we all have addictive behavior of some kind. Maybe we're not on the full-blown, like, I need my fix constantly phase of the spectrum, but we're somewhere along the line, and there's no such thing as having zero addictive behavior. So I started reflecting on my own addictive behavior. So I started thinking about my relationship to my phone, why I would drink coffee every morning, even though I would feel unwell afterwards. But mostly, it got me thinking about my relationship with alcohol. Now, some people like to misinterpret this story and think that I was on that end of the spectrum. I wasn't. I didn't used to drink in excess, and I didn't used to drink all the time. But what I did notice was that whenever I was in a setting like this, a social event, I would just be like, where's the bar? Where's the bar? And it was anything. It was a wedding. My God, my own wedding was terrifying. It was a wedding, it was walking into a bar, anything. My first reaction would just be like, I want a drink. So Lent was coming up, and every Lent I like to give myself a new challenge. And I decided that year that I would challenge myself to 40 days and 40 nights of zero alcohol. Which might not sound like a lot for some of you, but for me it was a lot, because I mean I come from a family of winemakers and brewers, so like wine has always been a part of our everyday, you know. It's a part of how you unwind in the evening. It's at every lunch. It's, you know. So I was like, okay, 40 days, 40 nights. I'm gonna do this. And the reason that I chose to go sober for 40 days and 40 nights was because Russell said that to understand what's behind the behavior, you need to remove the self-medication. You need to understand what's underneath it. So I did it. At first I didn't believe I would make it through 40 days. And but I switched really fast. And at first I was like, damn, I'm a good therapist. All I did was, you know, decide, and, you know, I kind of didn't have a drink. But the times when it was really difficult was when I had to step into somewhere like here. You remember those cartoons where the cartoon character would end up like with a little devil and a little angel on their shoulder? So whenever I was in this kind of environment, whoop, like little devil would pop up and go, well, Lent is about giving up stuff you like. You don't like beer. Technically, you began Lent 3 days early. Why don't you quit 3 days early? It probably wouldn't have been such a big deal if I had the beer or if I quit 3 days early. But the only reason that I was thinking these things was because I was at a social event and I was feeling anxious. I wanted to figure out how to cope with my social anxiety. I had one of the biggest networking events of my life coming up. I was going to a Tony Robbins event. He's one of my mentors. And there were going to be 13,000 people. Annie, I'm seeing you nodding. She loves Tony Robbins. So there were going to be 13,000 people at this event. And I was scared. I was going alone and I was scared. So, I'm thinking, I'm there, I'm in the zone there. So I had to figure it out. So I decided I had to get resourceful, right? There wasn't going to be alcohol. I didn't want to start going back to using alcohol impulsively. So I started researching like crazy. So I was that person at home, on Google, how to make small talk, how to network. And I came across this amazing woman, Vanessa. And she runs this lab called The Science of People. And she gives all these tips for like how to create conversation, how to be around people. So I learned tips like, for example, show your hands, because that sends a trigger to the other person's brain that you're safe. When you talk to someone who has their hands behind their back, you're kind of thinking, what's going on there, right? Another tip was, hold a glass. That way, whilst showing your hands, you're not like, oh, my hands, what do I do? Okay? Another tip was, find something you have in common and amplify it. So, I learned lots of tips and they were super helpful, but the anxiety was still there. I still didn't know what the hell the anxiety was about. But it was something that started in my teens. And the truth was, it was always with me. It's just that I could soothe it with the alcohol. I didn't have to address it. So on the third day of this Tony Robbins workshop, Tony led us through this thing he calls the Dickens process. So this is when you reveal your 3 most limiting beliefs to yourself. And one of mine was, if you see me, you won't like me. And I began connecting the dots. If you see me, you won't like me. I step in front of people and I experience anxiety. So I need to drink to make it go away. If you see me, you won't like me. How am I supposed to grow a business from that space? Right? I used to think I was the weird one when I was a teenager. I used to think that this only happened to me. There was something wrong with me fundamentally. But the further I've gone in my work as a psychotherapist, I know that this affects every single person in the world. Now, again, there's a continuum. But we all need each other to survive. And fear protects us from loss of survival, right? Fear protects us from pain, it protects us from death. So our fear just lets us know that there's the possibility of losing, right? So if you're socially anxious, there's the possibility for rejection, and that's painful. So you need to protect yourself from it. That day, at Tony Robbins, I decided I was going to ditch my limiting self-belief. I was going to throw away, if you see me, you won't like me, and I was going to replace it with, I am totally lovable. And I don't want you to think that I walked out and I was just like, hello, world. It took time, okay, and it still takes time, and it's something that I've continued working on, I've continued practicing, but I did notice a massive shift in myself from that day forward. I noticed, for example, that I started smiling at people more. I started approaching people more, whereas before I would pretend that I wouldn't see them. Maybe I actually would go up and say, hey, I'm Emma, remember me? I would also remember more names than I ever remembered before. And something weird started to happen. My business grew faster than it's ever grown before. So, we're here to connect today. And for you to get this, I don't want you to only get it cognitively, I want you to feel it. So I'm going to ask you to stand up again, please. And for just a little bit, okay, and this is going to be a bit uncomfortable, but I'm going to ask you to get in touch with the fear, okay, to get in touch with my belief of if you see me, you won't like me. So let's just get in touch with it just for a few minutes, okay, and then I promise you we'll toss it, okay? So if you see me, you won't like me, okay? And follow me, okay? So I want you to introduce yourself to somebody from in this state, and I want you to really exaggerate the movement, exaggerate your body, okay, when you're in fear. Okay, so watch me first, and then you're gonna do it, okay? And then you're gonna come back to me. So, hi. Hi. I'm Emma. Nice to meet you. Okay, so go, introduce yourself to somebody from that state.
Alright, I'm ahead. I don't know how to be like that, my God.
Okay, who managed to stay in the state? You managed. Okay. How did your body feel? Were you open or were you closed? Closed. Where were your eyes? Engaging or looking down? How was your breath? Were you breathing deep or shallow? Right? It was tight. Okay. Did you go straight for them or did you hesitate? You hesitated. Okay. So look. We tend to think that we're so incapable of change, right? So we see somebody who's super confident and we think, wow, she's so confident. I wish I had that confidence, but you think it's just not possible. So I want to show you how cool our brains are with a simple exercise. So, point your finger in front of you. And now everybody, just twist as far back, like a yoga movement, as you can. Twist as far back behind you as you can. Okay? Good stuff. Now come back to center.
Good.
Okay. Now let it go. And now, close your eyes. You can put your hands down. Close your eyes. Okay? And don't worry, we're all closing our eyes, so we're just going to trust each other here. Okay? And now, don't move your body, but just imagine that you're pointing your finger in front of you, and twist again. And bring it back to center. And keep your eyes closed until I tell you open. And imagine again that you're pointing your finger in front of you, and you're going to twist even further this time. And bring it back to center. And now let's do this one more time with your imagination. Point your finger in front of you, and this time you're gonna, just only with your imagination, you're gonna twist 360 degrees. And if your brain's telling you that's not possible, tell it, this is my imagination, anything's possible. So go, twist 360 degrees. Wacky. Okay, and open your eyes. Point your finger. And point your twist around as far as you can go. Who went further this time? Raise your hand. Look around the room. Look around the room at how many people went further this time, right? Our brains do not know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So if you want something, you need to imagine the outcome that you want. Okay? If my focus today was 200 people, I'm gonna fuck this up, okay? Then I would have fucked this up, right? But my focus was to connect. I want to be with you. I love being a public speaker because I love my audience. I love to share what I'm passionate about, right? So, you focus on what you want. So we are here to connect today. So, let's close our eyes again and focus on what we want. So, I want you to imagine yourself going around this room during the break as a confident networker. And now when I say confident, I don't mean fake. I don't mean your chest up like a superhero. I just mean authentic, joyful, and engaging. Okay? Just happy to meet people. So see yourself walking around this room, smiling, shaking hands, saying, "Hi, how are you? This is what I do." And don't worry about selling yourself, don't worry about getting it right. We're just here to connect. That's it. So close your eyes, close your eyes. Okay? And just picture yourself going around the room as a confident networker. And I want you to ask yourself, how would your life be different if you were always this confident, this joyful, this open? Who would be in your life? What kind of business opportunities would you have? Who would you work with? What would you create? Where would you go? Just think about the life you want to create, right? You need to be able to put yourself out there for people to see you. So just think about it. Where would you go? Who would you work with? What would you buy with the money you made? Okay? And now see yourself again in the room, walking around as this confident networker. Okay? And I want for you to give yourself a playful title that you can connect with, that excites you. Okay? Like, I am a happy bunny, Claire is telling me, okay. So I am a happy bunny, or I am a marketing guru, or I am a networking machine, or I am a people magnet. So pick yours, it can be anything. And on 3, we're going to say it out loud. Now I know it's a little scary, but I promise you, you will not be the only person here going, "I am a social butterfly." Okay, so keep your eyes closed and hold on to this confident image, okay? Hold on to this image of yourself. And again, get in touch with it again, okay? See yourself, and notice how you stand when you feel confident, okay? Where are your shoulders? They're down, right? They're relaxed. How's your breathing? You breathe deep when you're confident, okay? Where are your eyes? They're engaging. Where's your smile? You're smiling, you're feeling good. You're feeling good. Okay? So, stay in touch with that. And get in touch again with your title. And on 3, we say it out loud together. We're going to trust each other here. 1, 2, 3. I am a people magnet. And keep your eyes closed. We're going to do it again a little louder this time. 1, 2, 3. I am a people magnet. And we're going to do it the last time. We're going to do it louder this time. 1, 2, 3. I am a people magnet. Okay. Open your eyes and hold on to this confidence. Do not let it drop. This belongs to you. You don't drop it unless you choose to, so keep it. And from this space, introduce yourself to 5 people and come back to me. Go.
Hi, I'm Melissa. My name is Nina. I'm Marina. I have a shoe company. Oh, nice. But besides that, I have 2 children. What are your lives? Well, I'm a director of a company. I was so amazed about it. When you think would I be moved? Yes, I'm 90 degrees more. Nice to meet you. Okay. Very nice to meet you. But good luck with your company.
more of this. Okay. How was your body? Hola, mi amigos. Okay. How was your body different this time when you introduced yourself this time to how it was when you introduced yourself when you were in a fearful state? How was it different? Were you open? You were open, you weren't closed. Were you standing upwards? Before, yeah. People are saying I should have done this at the beginning. So, were you standing upright or were you closed? Standing upright. Were you breathing deep or were you breathing shallow? Breathing deep. Okay, did you go for them or did you hesitate? Tell me. You went for them. Okay, did you smile?
Yeah.
Did you touch them? Yeah. Did it feel good? Yeah. Okay, so, guys, we're here to connect, okay? Don't panic about selling yourselves, okay? And to connect, we just need to be aware that one, everyone has the fear of rejection. It's okay, it's normal. Two, if you want to support yourself with it, just shift your focus to the outcome you want. And so think about, I'm a confident networker, I want to connect. And two, notice your physiology. Okay, so notice the way you stand, notice the way you're breathing. Okay? And you've got this. So guys, I really enjoyed spending time with you today. I hope to see you at my event on the 29th of December where we'll design your 2019 so you can meet the goals you want and live your best life, baby. Have a good time.